Hey Greg, how you doing?
All right, Damien, how are you?
Hold on one second here. Um, after the San Jose game, how frustrated you were with sort of the effort the guys put forward, and then what you contrast compared to with this effort here. Uh, what's the difference out of the guys you saw today?
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys obviously were the effort they put in, the grittiness, the commitment to just to stay with it, keep pushing forward. As we got down a couple times was outstanding. Guys were gassed and they kept going, they kept pushing and kept fighting. Obviously very pleased. It's another point that we got out of character and hard work and some adjustments along the way. And still, I still say lots of things for us to continue to progress on and work on, and was by far not a perfect match. But again, in a derby away from home, the intensity of it and the competition side of it, we were there to match that and to push through some adversity as we kept getting ourselves in behind.
And also the performance of Dayon and Cabral. How big is especially for Dayon in his first game of this rivalry to get on the board there, and then Cabral, who sort of had ups and downs here since he's been here. How big is it for these two guys to score today?
Yeah, again, I thought it was a really important day for both of them. Again, for Dayon, that's his thing. He's a goal scorer, and he's on this team, and he has a career because he puts the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, he needed and needs a little time to continue to adapt to his teammate, his teams, the league, and all the things that are there for him to reach his full potential and continue to grow as a player. But for him to get a couple goals tonight, to get things started, to have that joy of putting in the back of the net and feeling that is wonderful. Because if we can start to get him rolling and getting some goals, and we get Javier back, hopefully in the next match, Kevin has 3 goals in 4 games now. You're starting to talk about a supporting group in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net. So, and now we need to support that with some defending and keeping the ball out of the back of our net, so that we don't have to have 3 goals to take a point, or 3 goals to hopefully to take a win is what should happen. So we've got to clean up some things. There were some really evident moments and some things for us to talk about and work on during this break, and try to come back improved on that side of things.
Thank you, Damien. We'll go with Josh Gasman next. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Greg, thanks for taking the time. I know you touched a little bit on the defense there. I imagine that the 3 goals given up is sort of going to be one of the things you focus on. I know you've been working on this, and this was the focus on the defense. Did you see any improvements just in this game? And I know it's a rivalry game, so maybe you throw some of that out the window.
Yeah, I think there's some things in there that are positive to take away. I think too often we create our own demise in many ways. When we are, our back line sometimes is getting pessimistic and moving backwards when our midfield and front group is trying to step and get pressure on the ball. Huge spaces happen between our back line and midfield line. I feel like our back line needs to be a little bit braver at times about recognizing and helping our midfield to get pressure to the ball and to squeeze space and condense space. Sometimes we're just not active enough as a backline and moving and squeezing. We're not active sometimes in rotating from side to side and pushing our fullbacks out to get tighter to wingers, and our strong side center back coming across to help us defend that space. And there's we keep creating these little in-between moments where we're not really sure who should be doing what. And that is absolute gold for an attacking team, especially a team like LAFC, is they want you to have this lack of clarity and you to be kind of in between things, and that's where they thrive. And so we've got to match. We got to get our back line in sync with our midfield and shifting and being more active and together. And again, it's another moment where the first defender on 3 occasions on Rodriguez in front of the goal gets beat, which just can't happen. I mean, a guy can't carve through us like we're cones in our box and put the ball atop. It just can't happen. It's simple. That our guys, all of us will be watching that video for the next 20 years on highlight reels, and that's not a position that any of us would want to be in. So I was in one of those when Preki cut us up in 1996 a few times, and It's not something you want to keep watching over and over for the rest of your career, but we need to get better on the first defending. So there's some things for sure on that side that we need to focus on and continue to build. But I thought, again, the character of the day was great. Obviously nice to get some of those guys on the board, those attacking players on the board, as we continue to move forward.
And Greg, on Efrain Alvarez coming into the game really seemed to give you guys some good forward momentum, and then also pushing Julian Araujo up on that wing. I mean, they combine in there really to get you guys back into this game. What do you see from both of those players?
Yeah, with the move there was to bring O'Neal in as a third center back and to go more of a 3-5-2. That would give Julian a little more confidence, maybe to take higher starting positions. Puts Efra in kind of we'll call a half space, or in a little bit of space of uncertainty where he could get on his left foot and make some decisive passes and some decisions for us, which he did. But giving Julian a little bit higher starting spot meant that he could be more aggressive and with the cover of O'Neal underneath him. And so I thought that it unbalanced him for a little while. It unbalanced him long enough for us to get a couple good looks and obviously a goal. Getting two guys in front of the goal was the other option of that we were looking for there, and going to a 3-5-2 was trying to get Kevin and Dayon in front of the goal together to see if we could get on the end of something. So, but Jules, his engine to get up and down has been fantastic for us. Again, I just, things for him to keep working on is some of the defensive reads. I thought, they picked on him right at the beginning of the game, just trying to put Rossi in behind a couple of times, which I thought put Julian a little bit on pause. He wasn't as aggressive defensively. He was at times not really wanting to get too tight to Rossi, and that's also dangerous if you don't get tight to him and he gets a chance to run at you. That's also a problem. So things for us to, again, for him as a young player to keep working on. Efra is, what we always say of Efra. He gets into these fantastic spots and hits incredible passes. His vision and his timing is all great. For me, just today in the derby was we needed to defend in the early stages and try to be more compact. So we chose to try to bring him on to make a difference at the end, and he did that. So, but that's, and as he continues to grow, he's going to get better and better on both sides of the ball and be a mainstay for us.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks so much for your time.
That's it. Thanks, everybody.